Hello, hello everyone. This is Miss Xochi from Creating Angelic Experiences, and welcome to another show of Creating Angelic Experiences, The Call. And this is where you get to call in with your questions. This is where you are able to connect and see what your angels have to say, as well as listen to a little bit of information that I give. And that is for... All right, I know I had two windows open. So this is where you get to find out a little bit more. Today we're going to be talking about intuition, or four clairs, part one. And clairs, what I mean by clairs are the clairvoyance, claircognizant, clairsentient, and clairaudient. So hearing, seeing, feeling, and knowing. How do you connect? And that's the question that you might have. You might be wondering, how do I connect? How do I connect with my angels? How do I connect more? How do I hear them? Or how do I see them? And so there's so many different ways, and there are tools. That's why we have the cards, as you know, that I pulled, as well as some people hear, some people see, some people know. They just get their intuition. And some people feel them. Hear, see, feel, know. Yes. Making sure we don't get those confused. So part one, I'm not going to talk about all of them today. I'm just going to talk about two of them and how you can connect. And I also want to, if you can, oh, you can't see it. I got my little braid going on here today for Mexican Independence Day. Yay! Too bad I don't know if I have any little maracas. I have the drums. Let's see if we can hear that. Okay, that was as good as it got for for the sound effects today. So yes, let's talk about how do you connect and what are the different ways. So I told you what the four different ways are. Everyone was born intuitive. So you were born intuitive just as well as your neighbor, your parents, your siblings. A lot of, actually, believe it or not, statistically, and I don't have the statistic, of course, in front of me, but CEOs of companies listen to their gut. I'd say 99 to 100% of the time when making executive decisions. And their gut, guess what that is? It's their intuition. You got it. So how do you listen to your intuition? Some people are able to hear. Let's start with the hearing. That's clairaudient. Some people are able to hear, and some people are actually able to hear, like you can hear me, you can hear me. Okay, there we go. A little bit of a delay here on the video. You can see that over the phone. That's hearing. So some people can hear. And the other way to hear is if I tell you count to 10, 1 to 10 in your head, that's the other way of hearing. So some people, I don't want to say it's like hearing voices in your head, but that's pretty much what it is. It's like hearing voices in your head. And that's awesome for some people, and some people just really don't like it. Everyone, as I mentioned, is intuitive. And when you're intuitive, some people's channels are a little bit more open than others. And that's completely normal. That's completely fine. That's why you have psychics, you have mediums, that's why you have intuitives, healers, etc. Here I am. So that's exactly why some people's channels are a little bit more open. And that's for a lot of reasons. Number one, it could be in a past life, you were intuitive very strongly, you helped out, and what ended up happening is other people didn't like it, where you lived, or your family, or maybe you were chastised, or maybe you were punished or tortured. And in some lives, a lot of healers were killed. Hello, Salem witch trials back in the day. So it's scary sometimes for some people. to follow their intuition, or to say, oh, it's my gut, or I don't know how I know, I just know. Nowadays, in today's society, 2014, it's not so taboo. It's pretty, like, you can find, especially in California. I'm in Southern California, so for the most part, it's not anything crazy or major. Listening to someone say, oh, I'm going to go to my astrologer and see what they have to say, or my numerologist, or my healer, my palm reader. What else is there? Vedic astrology. There's tropical astrology. There is access consciousness. My energy, EFT, I think it is. There's so many different ways that people connect to the other side, to the realm, to the higher self. And so hearing is one of them. Another way that people that people connect to the other side, or to your angels, or the way that your intuition can come through, is seeing. So seeing is a little bit more, how can I say it? This is the clairvoyant one. This is the psychic one. This is the medium. Well, could be medium. Because the clairvoyant, we use our third eye. So everyone, if you put your finger in between your eyebrows, and it's like right about here, where the Hindu religion, or I don't know if that's right. Yes, the Hindu deities, you'll see the little bindi. That's like right about there. That's not why they put on bindis, actually, so don't associate that with third eyes, just FYI. But I'm just kind of giving you a place of where they put it on. Where they put the bindis on is where our third eye is. And if you have heard about chakras, then you will know that our third eye chakra is right there as well. And you can begin working on it as well. This is when you could see something in your mind's eye. So if you close your eyes, and the same vision that you have when you dream, that is a vision. You might be working or driving, and then all of a sudden you see something in your mind's eye, like, oh, car accident or something, and so you veer off that freeway to go on, to take the streets, and because you're following your intuition. Okay, there's a car accident there. It takes some time to develop your intuition if you're not completely, your channel is not completely open, and your channel can be. You can dial in, you can tune it up, you can tune it in, and it's kind of like how in the old days, the radio stations, we used to have to dial, and if you didn't have a station connected or tuned in with the antenna correctly, you would hear some static. So that's the same way as the hearing and the seeing. It's kind of the same way. You want to make sure that your channel is just tuned in and to the right vibration, if you will. And so when you are listening or looking to see your intuition, then what ends up happening is you need to just adjust the dial a little bit, if you will. So if you're adjusting the dial, then what ends up happening is you can just hear. You can hear or see, and just kind of play around with what works. I know one of the things that I used to do is, for your third eye chakra, what would work is if you look into a flame, you get a candle, turn it on, have the flame going on, and you just set that intention to look at the flame, and as you look at the flame, you want to just kind of tell the flame to get higher, or to get lower, to get higher, to get lower, to get higher, to get lower, or just see if you can begin to maneuver the flame. That's one way to practice working and honing in. And then another one is, I love the one for hearing. I love to do this with people. If your phone rings, before you figure out who it is, because for the most part everyone has either just cell phones. If you have a house phone nowadays, awesome. That would be great if you live in Southern California, if we have an emergency, because cell phones usually don't work in emergencies. And if you do have a house phone, then you probably have caller ID. If you don't have either one of those, wow, you have managed to stay in at least 20 years back. And I'm not judging. It's just, wow, that's awesome. Good for you. So this game would be very easy for you. You'd be able to just not look at the dial, the caller ID, or your cell phone and see who it is. Or you could take all your contacts out and do it that way. I guess you could do that too. And guess who's calling. Not guess, but you want to just see if you can figure out who's calling. I do this with one of my friends where sometimes we'll play an intuitive game where all day I'm just going to send her a color. I'll send her a color all day, all day, all day, and I'm like, okay. And it could be like blue, and I'm like thinking blue, 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 blue. All day I'm just sending her this vibe of like, okay, blue is the color. Blue, 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 blue. And then at the end of the night, or whatever time we decided to talk, I'll say, okay, you were sending me a color, I was sending you a color, what did you get? And then she'll say blue, or I think green, or whatever it is. And the point is that you want to practice your intuition skills. And it's not about being right or wrong, it's about just practicing that muscle. It's kind of like a muscle that hasn't been used in a while. And so that's one way. Another way that people already, or you might already be doing this, is when you do pick up your phone, figuring out who that is, as I mentioned earlier. So you've been thinking about someone, and then all of a sudden that person calls you. Or you call someone, and that person says, I was just thinking about you, or I've been thinking about you in the past few days, or just yesterday I thought about you. That's like the telepathic, you sent the message via the waves of the universe through telepathy. And so those are different ways that you can practice. Those are the two. So next week what I'll do is we will talk about the knowing intuition, following your intuition just by knowing and then hearing and feeling. There are other ways. Some people smell. I have a very good friend of mine who's a medium, and she smells cigarettes when someone has passed. She knows when someone is in her home right away. She feels very intensely. So a lot of her intuition or connecting to the other side, she's a medium. Like, she is a straight up medium. That's what she knows. That's how she feels. And it's not something that she's wanted to, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not something she always wanted. It's not something that she was like, oh yes, I want to be a medium and I'm going to just practice my skills. No, she was one of those people that hear and without asking, and she had to cut it out for a very, very big part of her life. Most of her life, she was like, she would find out people, someone was going to die before they did, and she was actually had to ask and request to not know. She was like, I just don't want to know anymore. But usually right before someone does, she's a little bit more open now. We've worked together, as well as she's also another angel therapy practitioner, and she's honed in her skills of how to connect, when to turn it off, when not to, and how to protect herself, how to ground herself. And so there are different ways of doing it. And we've talked a little bit about that in previous calls, how to connect, how to ground, how to protect, for sure, Archangel Michael, right? And I have my little prayer that I do often. And so that's what I'm saying. Some people were born with it. Some people just have this divine purpose in life that they just have this gift. And a lot of times, some people just don't think it's a gift. If they were born with it, they're like, I'm cursed. What's going on? I don't want to know this. And sometimes it's just this burden. Like, sometimes there's things I will share with you from me. If it's intuition from myself, I know. I'm the knowing out of the four. I have all four, and we all have all four, but there's predominantly one that is very, that takes over all the other ones. It's like blows it in the wind, blows the others out of the, I don't know how to say that. Blows them in the, how do you say that? Yeah, you know what I mean. So, blows it out of the water? Is that how you say that? What's that? Euphemism. Anyway, okay. You know what I mean. I'm going to just do this little, yeah, that's what that was. So, I'm the knowing type. So, when something's going to happen for me, when I get intuition, then it's the knowing. I cannot explain to you where this information comes from. It is it's divine guidance, it's divine providence, it's my angels, it's God, it's, you know, whatever word you feel comfortable with, Great Spirit, higher power, HP, higher power. And so that's for me. When I'm driving, it comes through a lot. I've always had the phone call thing, like, oh, okay, I call someone and they're like, I was just thinking about you. I get that all the time. All the time I get that. I mean, if it's not every phone call, it's almost every other phone call. And I expect it. Ever since I was young, I thought, oh, well, everybody's like that. It's not true. If that happens to you, guess what? Your intuition's pretty strong. Yay! Yay! And if you're watching this particular episode, then just know that this is meant for you to watch. So, all right, that is what's going on. We've got intuition, knowing, hearing, seeing, and feeling. We're going to talk about knowing next week, and also I'm going to talk about how you can tap into them, see which one's yours, what's your dominant way of knowing and whatnot. I do want to take some questions this evening. Looks like we've got, you could push *5 on your phones if you're listening live. We're going to push *5, or 5, yeah, *5. And then that'll tell you if you are hand raised or not. And if not, that's totally fine. I know we've got some people that are not typically on the call, but that's awesome. And they're usually quiet, so that's all good too. So if you don't have a question, that's totally fine. I'm going to pull some cards and see what's coming up, because I am a firm believer that whatever comes up is meant for you to know. It's meant for you to hear, meant for you to see, and on all levels, hear, see, feel, and know what this message is. So let's go ahead and pull a card. I'm pulling right now from the Angel Tarot deck, and the first card is 9 of Earth. So whatever you've been going through lately, it's of the earthly realm. So that means it has to do with job, career, money, finances, security, anything of the material substances. And it's 9 of Earth. And 9, so in the angel numbers, 9 is, there you go, you can see that for those of you watching live on the Google, 9 of Earth. 9 in the angel numbers is all about your life's purpose. And so what they're saying is this is a time for you to actually show up in your life's purpose. This is a time for you to show up, whether that's just being at work, whether it's making a new decision about moving, a new home, career, remember, it's security, it's money, it's finances. And 9 of Earth, they're saying that you're protected, you are divinely guided, and it says enjoying life's little luxuries. So making sure that you're taking some action. Show up in your life, because if you haven't taken any steps, and I know that you've been guided, and more than positive that you've been guided already, regarding what to do next in your life, regarding your life purpose, regarding a move, regarding your finances, regarding career. You want to just show up, be present. What's the worst thing that can happen? I know lately there's been a lot of changes in my life, and when it gets to be a little overwhelming and overbearing, what I end up doing is saying, okay, What's the worst thing that can happen? And 10 times out of 10, the answer is not, I'm going to die. So if I ask myself, okay, what's the worst that can happen? I'm like, okay, well, I'm not going to die. And that feels better. I'm like, okay, great. And well, that's a plus right there. If I'm not going to die, then I'll survive this lesson. And I know that's going to happen. So if I survive this lesson, then what else is the worst thing that can happen? Okay, well, you know, you could lose a job, or you could end a relationship. You could risk if you need to have a conversation with HR or with your boss, and maybe that's a risk of that relationship in your career, or asking for a raise, asking for a promotion, that's a risk as well. And so all these different ways, all these different things, but you've been guided. You've definitely been guided, and just trusting and knowing that you wouldn't be strayed in the wrong direction. Of course, I will say with that, there will be a little caveat with that. It's not that you won't be strayed in the wrong direction. It's not that you will be strayed. I want to just say that in saying that, you want to make sure that you're constantly protected with the white light of the Holy Spirit, or you're only allowing good energy, good vibes, good spirits, your spiritual entourage to come through. Because when we don't protect ourselves, and what ends up happening is we are susceptible, and we are open to people that, to spirits or to energies that are not of the 100% pure light of the good energy. And so that's what I mean when I say you will not be strayed in the wrong direction. So just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. If you've been guided, I know that you've already received messages. I know that you've already received signs. If you're not sure, you can ask for more signs. You can ask for more guidance. And you just want to make sure that you are taking some action. Take some action towards that step. What exactly is that for you? Again, this is regarding the earthly material needs, so career, money, finances, job, security. Maybe you're going to move, maybe you're going to buy a house, maybe you're thinking of moving, maybe you're thinking of starting a business. It's definitely all about I'm getting that it's more of life purpose, so it could be geared more towards career, your position in life. What is it that you're doing with your life? What is your life purpose? Show up. Show up. People will love you for who you are, and when you are doing something that really resonates with your soul. And so that is the question. Again, for those of you watching live on the Google Live, we're taking callers and questions, of course. If you're watching, then you can go ahead and push the *5. I'm sorry. If you're watching the Google Live, then you want to go ahead and click on your screen, hover over to your left. It should be over here for you. And on the top, you will see a little blue and white chat box type thing. And when you do that, then you will be able to see, you'll be able to type in any questions that you have. So, and if you're listening, then you are able to go ahead and push *5 on your phones. Okay, good. We still have people that are a little quiet, so I'm going to continue on with that. So that first card was regarding more like root chakra. For those of you who know a little bit about the chakras, that's your root chakra. So wearing a little bit of red if you want to take some steps and you're a little bit fearful about what to do next, or if you're listening or if you're not sure, you can wear some red. And the color red is for your root chakra. And that is at where your spinal cord ends on your tail, by like your tailbone. That's where your root chakra is, okay? Just FYI. The second card that's coming through, it is a life purpose card as well. So I'm definitely getting that this is all about people. If you're watching this, it's because you've been thinking about what is your purpose in life, what is meant for you to, what's going on with your career. Maybe you're not happy, maybe you are, but I'm getting that this is definitely revolving life purpose. So this card is sensitivity. And sensitivity, they're just saying that you are starting to feel a lot more sensitive towards energy, towards people, other people's experiences. And so you just want to keep that in mind. Keep in mind that you are sensitive. And if you're having a bad day, ask yourself, is this mine or is this someone else's? And if it's someone else's, just clear it out. Just protect yourself. Just say, angels, come forward. Remove anything that isn't mine from me. And if it is yours, then elevate ask your angels to elevate your vibration. I know, for those of you watching, that might be like, who says that? Who talks like that? It's so funny because I talk like this all the time, and they're like, who says elevate my vibration? But if you're watching, then this is your lingo, and I'm pretty sure that you resonate with that. And, and if you have any questions regarding that, definitely leave a little message or feedback and let me know that you have some questions regarding that. And I'd love to support you with that. I'd love to support you. So that is a card, sensitivity. There's also, they're saying there's some sensitivity around doing your life's work. So perhaps you've tried it before and that was maybe a little scary for you. I just heard a noise and I don't know what that was. Oh, okay, that was my phone. So, yes, okay, we're good. So just notice that there's some sensitivity around other people's energies. There goes the phone again. I don't know why it does that. Let's get back on the phone. My massive phone. I know it's huge. It's like a mini notebook for those of you watching. It's not, but it feels like it because it's so big. It's like almost as big as my head. All right. All right, we're connecting back. All right, we're back. We're back. Awesome. So we're back live. Sensitivity is the next card. And I'm going to pull another card. Looks like we've got some shy people on the call, and they don't want to ask questions, and that's okay because this is all about information, and that doesn't mean that you have to ask questions. I'd love to support you in any which way I can. And talking about protection, I know we talked about that a little bit earlier throughout the call. It's Archangel Michael coming forward. This is an angel therapy card, and it says, shield yourself. So shield yourself from other people's energy. Again, this is just, it's just, oh, there we go. We just, there we go. I don't know what happened.
Conference muted. Conference recorded.
Okay, there we go. I don't know what happened. I guess it restarted. All right, so the next card is shield yourself. Shield yourself, and it's just in alignment with what's going on with the earlier cards. It's just shield yourself. Archangel Michael's coming forward. Shield yourself from lower energies. You're being very sensitive to them right now. Archangel Michael has his sword, and he is able to cut them with his sword. He can do it gently, like unhook, yank, sever, pull out, deroot. I don't know, any word you can think of. Let's just get rid of and get it out of your system. All these cords of negative energy, we have these etherical cords that we connect with people on a daily basis, that we've connected with people since we were born, and to our teachers, to our siblings, to our families. And there's two types of cords. There are cords of love, and then there are cords of fear to people, places, and or situations. And the cords of love are never severed. Those are not ever. There goes a phone line again. So they're never severed. And I don't know what's going on. Okay, I'm just going to connect again. 1 second. The cords are never severed. There's cords of love. Okay, and then there are cords of fear. Okay.
The host has joined the conference.
Yes, I'm back. Sorry, thank you for holding. All right. And so there are chords of love and there are chords of fear. And the chords of fear, basically every chord that is not of love, those are the ones that you want to let go of. Those are the ones that we want to get rid of, because what ends up happening is you transfer energy from that person or that place or that situation back to you. And you don't want that, because you're carrying all this energy around, and that's why you're so sensitive, that's why you're picking up everything. You just want to let it go. And when you do that, you're able to move forward, you're able to know divinely that you are acting from a place of love, from your own place of power, your own place of love. So that is what's going on. Awesome. Looks like we do have a question. Yay. All right. Karen. Hi, Karen.
Hey, you?
I'm good, honey. How can I fully support you? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I was saying it was good to hear your voice again.
Oh, yeah, thanks for being on the call. What's going on? How can I support you?
I was having a question about, and which is funny because your little cards you were pulling already answering it somewhat in regards to class I'm going to be teaching in another week, and wasn't sure about it.
Awesome.
What I could,
okay.
I could find out from.
Awesome. So you want to know a little bit of guidance of what you could be teaching for the class?
Well, if it's a good idea, if now is the right time.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, let's go ahead and pull some cards on that. I love it. I'm so excited for you. Yay. Okay. So let me pull from here. No, they want me to pull from the tarot deck first. And see what they say. Take a deep breath, Karen. Okay. So they're saying a lot of emotion is coming up with you, for you, with this call, with this class that you're going to be teaching. And they're saying that it's so the card is Queen of Water, and this card for me is you're above the water, so you're above the emotions, you're cognizant, you know that the emotions are there, you're present to it. But I love this card because this card is showing how you tap into like the moon and stars in the sky, and you're able to hone in your higher power and bring it down as well, and you're not allowing the emotions to overwhelm you or take over you. They are showing me that there is some fear around it, but you are completely supported. They are showing me a bright star for you, which I know for you is very symbolic. So they're showing me a bright star for you. That's really important. It's kind of like everything is coming together. That's the first card that's coming through. So far I think so far it's good. And then there are two cards that are the angel therapy cards, so that this is going to be for you to kind of get prepared, to prepare yourself for it. The first one is Archangel Michael, and I'm not surprised. And he's coming through, and he's just saying, give me your fears, give me your worries, it's time to let it go, and I'm going to carry you above that fear. And he's saying everything's taken care of. It says you're already working with him, which we know, and they're saying that a lot of information is going to come through. They're saying that you're scared that you're not going to know what to say, and they're saying that you're going to have so much to say that you're going to go over time.
Yeah.
Like, you do not have to worry about what to say, like, at all. At all. And it's so funny because I talked earlier, the first card, about the root chakra, and this is the sacral chakra. And we know that this is about, it says you're highly sensitive to chemicals, additives, processed foods, energies. Respect your sensitivities by avoiding harsh items, situations, and relationships. So, when did you say is your class, this week or next week?
It's the 25th.
26. Okay, that's a Friday. Perfect. And that's good because it's going to be after a new moon, so that means things are going to be growing. I know there's a new moon, I believe, the day before. Yes?
Yeah.
And so they are saying that that's going to be awesome. They're saying that from here on out, just let go of the fear, kind of like everything that you're scared of, especially because right now we're still in the full moon energy. So anything that you're scared of, write it down on a piece of paper. And just, you know, one little thing, like, okay, I'm scared I'm not going to have anything to say. I'm scared of, you know, no one's going to show up, or I'm scared of too many people showing up, or I'm scared, whatever that fear is that's coming up, just write it down and then put it all like in a basket, or put them in a little like Ziploc bag, and just keep them in the freezer, or if you have a surrender box or like a prayer box.
Right.
And then right before when you're going to celebrate the new moon, or right before the new moon, either take it out. You know, you can do a little ceremony. You can do either burning it up. I don't condone fire, so be careful. And or just, you know, wet it a little bit, and then just kind of do a little prayer and just get it out of your house, and just say, thank you, fears, for showing up, but I'm going to act in spite of all of this. And then on the new moon, just write down the reasons why it's good for you to do the actual class. Like, what are the reasons? You know what I mean?
Right.
And they're saying that this is and protect yourself. Don't tell people that are not going to support you, like your loved ones, your family. Don't tell anyone that is going to, you know, poo-poo it. You want someone that's going to be supportive and encouraging, and is going to help you with this. So, yeah. So just make sure that you are surrounding yourself with positive people, with your support group of loved ones and family and friends, and then also just you're sensitive, and that's totally fine, because you are a light worker. I know you're a light worker, and so I know you're sensitive to other people's energies. So keep your energy really focused. You're going to be great. I'm going to pull one more card for you, just to kind of see if there's any other message of guidance regarding the class. All right. And then, awesome. I love this card. It's an Archangel card, and it's Haniel, one of my, well, they're all my favorites, but Archangel Haniel, you know, she deals with the moon, and I'm not surprised because we were just talking about the moon right now. But the card is passion. And this is what you're really passionate about. And they know that this is really scary for you because it is your passion, and it's something that it's taking you a long time for you to step forward. But they're saying you're not the only one that's stepping forward. The angels are stepping out before you, clearing the pathway. Their angels are all around you, in front of you, behind you, above you, below you, from the right to the left, all around, even on the sides, diagonal-wise. They're all around you, and this is your passion. And show up, because people want to see that. People want to see your passion.
Okay, I guess that's all good stuff, so.
Yeah, I'm so excited for you. This is great news. Great news. Yeah. And you're doing it. Yeah, you're doing it over there. Where are you going to end up doing it?
I'm doing it first in Nevada City, California, and Northern California.
Okay. Look at you traveling. I love it.
The first class will be in Northern California, and it'll be held outdoors.
That's perfect.
Because that's what they've been saying. The guides have been completely saying it needs to be an outdoor-based class. Don't be stuck inside. And I'm like, okay.
Fabulous.
So I'm going to do the Northern California one first, because I have the ability to have a location already taken care of.
Fabulous.
And so once that's done, then I need to find a Southern California location that's outdoors that I can hold with them.
I love it.
Then I want a couple weeks after I get back to it here.
Yeah. I love it. This will be good because it's like you're going to be getting your feet wet, and they're saying it's going to be good. Just trust your journey, trust your messages, and trust that people are waiting for you. There are a lot of people that you can help and you can impact. And the more you hold it in, the more selfish you're being. You can do this.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Kind of following your lead there.
Yeah, I love it. Make it happen, girl. Make it happen. Yay. So excited. We're going to give you a little...
So much.
I'll give you some applause. Yeah, all right, awesome. Yay.
All right, you take care. Thank you so much.
My pleasure, Karen. Thanks for calling in. I'll put you back on mute. And it looks like I'll check one more place. I'm going to check either the Facebook page and also the Google page to see if anyone has left a question. And I do want to share with everyone that I've got some exciting things coming up. So if you're not signed up for my newsletter, which is going to be coming out for September very soon, then you want to sign up because I've got some exciting, very exciting things happening. And I don't want to give too much, but I'm very excited about that. I'm going to be doing more workshops, more classes, more connecting with you in many different ways. And I'm going to have a program that's going to be starting up in January, and it's going to be for 90 days. And I'm really, really, really excited about it. So stay tuned for that. I also have I'm going to be on a radio show on the 24th of September. So watch the Facebook page, watch the tweets on the Twitter page, or on the account. My tweets go on my Facebook, so you can just check Facebook. And then what else do I have going on? I've got that. Yeah, a lot of stuff going on. So thank you, everyone, for watching. Thank you for listening. This is Miss Xochi from Creating Angelic Experiences, reminding you that if opportunity doesn't knock, create a door, open it, and walk through it. I will see you tomorrow for another episode of Angel Days. Have a great night, and I'll talk to you later. Toodaloo.